Believe it or not, this email was designed entirely using AI, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to create a high converting email with AI entirely in the next 10 minutes, as well as how to put that into Klaviyo the correct way. So I'm going to be showing you the exact step-by-step process. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how. And as someone who's generated over $300 million in attributed revenue for tons of e-commerce brands that you probably know about, designing emails like this one, and this one, trust me, this is a game changer, and this is something you have to implement for your business if you want to steamroll the entire email marketing process. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so like I said, this is an entire email entirely built with Claude design, and it took about 7 to 8 minutes, which is insane considering the fact that if you work with an agency or you work with a team internally, you have to prompt a ton of different changes, you have to do everything. Now, bear in mind, we are an agency that works with hundreds of different e-commerce brands, and we have this down to an absolute T instead of you having to go and do this process. The only downfall is you still have to prompt, you still have to gather the assets and find the time to actually ideate on what you want to put out. Whereas if you have an agency that has a full internal design team, there is such an easier decision. So if you are a brand making at least $50,000 per month in online revenue, go down below and book in a call. We would love to work with you. But if you're a brand that just wants to take this in-house, this is exactly how to do it. So you can see how high quality this email design actually is. It is so solid. And so step number one, what we want to do is we want to get all of the assets, and we're going to use Claude design, number one, ChatGPT, and then we're also going to make sure that we move everything over into Klaviyo itself and build it out there. So step number one, what we want to do is we first want to go and gather all the assets. Now, personally, I love using mold.com, and all you want to do is find an email inspiration that you want to take, because we're going to prompt ChatGPT and we want to prompt Claude with this specific email. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and take a look at a few emails. And personally, I really like this one from Seed. So I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to download it. Now, from the download, what I'm going to do is I now have this as a reference, and now I want to find all the assets that I need. So step number one is I want to go and save this image of the pill, and then I also want to go and search for their supplements, right? So let's go search for their supplement bottle and let's find a picture that is usable. So for example, this one is pretty decent. We're just going to go ahead with this one. Now we want to save the elements, and step number one is using ChatGPT. So we want to go to ChatGPT and we're going to go create an image. And what we're going to do is we're going to upload our assets that we just saved. So we're going to go ahead and put this in place. I'm just going to put this one, and then I'm going to put that email that we just saved from Seed. And I am going to put in this simple prompt. Create a high converting e-commerce hero email hero visual for me with a headline, subtext, and CTA. Make the background. So usually Seeds, or Ritual rather, if we go take a look at their previous emails, you can see an example over here. This is kind of what the emails usually look like. They have like this very cloud blue background. They use yellow CTA. So we can easily go ahead and mimic this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give it a reference of this brand. Make the background a blue sky with some clouds. And our primary color for the brand is blue. And our color for CTAs and text, important words in text, is a yellow as well. The rest is white and blue. All right, and we're going to go ahead and put that. And here we want to say, you know what, we can actually leave it as is. We can just go and upload it. And so we'll see what this actually spits out, and we'll adjust from there. So this will make it a lot easier. All right, so it is done, and this is not a bad hero visual at all. Obviously, you can go back and forth, you can prompt it, you can just show it other designs that you've previously approved, which will help a lot. So for example, if I had just uploaded this mold example, it would have worked out great, but it seems like a bit of cheating because I want to treat this as if it was your brand and you had nothing to work off of. So what we're going to do is we're just going to save this. And now you want to open up Claude Design. So when you open up Claude Design, it's going to look like this. So it's claude.ai/design, and you're going to face this. First thing you want to do is you just want to leave design system, but you want to choose on template and choose wireframe. From here, what we're going to do is we are going to attach the image that we just generated. So that is the hero visual. Then we're going to attach this as an extra visual. So that is the different, it's this product image that I found. And then from there, what we want to do is we also want to attach an example of an email. So that one from Seed. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, design a high converting, high quality e-commerce email for the brand. And let's go save it. Ritual.com, branding colors of blue, yellow, and white. All CTAs should be yellow with a dark blue text. All text should be mostly blue as well with white, or let's say it's yellow, highlighted and secondary color. All right. And I think that we can kind of leave it there. I want a hero visual section using the image attached. I want a product section. I want an infographic section. All right, that's it. There's nothing fancy about this. Again, you're just kind of playing around with prompting and seeing what actually happens. So let's see what this actually spits out. All right, so it just completed everything. You can see I did not reprompt it. This is still entirely what I gave it. There's no reprompting. There's nothing I've done. There's no editing. And this is what it spat out. To me, this is a pretty decent email. There's nothing wrong with this because it follows the formula where the hero visual carries most of the weight anyway, as long as the information is actually accurate. So a lot of the work actually happens in ChatGPT and the back and forth there. Aside from that, you can just come in, and personally, I think this is taking up too much real estate, this logo section. I'm just going to remove it entirely. And the rest, I think, looks so solid. Getting a design team to do this would take a while, and some of the sections are just going to feel useless. Like, do I really want this? I don't think so. So the rest of the email, I really like this. And what you can do is you can edit directly on this. As you can see, I am doing. You can go in here, you can actually change some of this. So maybe I don't want this to be highlighted, and I actually want it to be a yellow color. And so I'll just go make those changes myself. Then I want to, turn this into a different section. I want to change the wording here. You could just change it entirely. So make all the edits that you want. So I just removed that one section. And now is the best part, because you're probably wondering, well, I like this. Now what do I do? Now we take this into an actual email design in Canva, and then we're going to move it over to Klaviyo, and I'm going to show you why. So what we want to do, and keep in mind, you don't have to do that. You can actually download the project HTML, but I'm just going to show you just so that you know how easy and, dynamic it actually is. So all you click on is more. You're going to click on share, go to more formats and apps. I'm going to send it to Canva, and I just want to make sure that it is all solid there. As an alternative, I'm going to show you what happens when you just download the standalone HTML, okay? So let's go ahead and, well, we have to wait for this to finish. So we'll wait for this to finish, and I'll show you what happens. All right, so it just finished the Canva design, and what we're going to do is we're going to go and open this up, and it's going to open up something like this. Now, the reason I like exporting to Canva is because it goes ahead and it's way easier to edit over here, personally, because you can add different elements without having to code it or prompt it. So this to me is just way more functional. It's way easier. And why we want to bring it here is because you can ask for the code, right? And what we're going to do is we're literally going to copy paste this entire code over here. And the reason is because it's so much easier to just add different elements, continuously download the new code. But you can also very easily just come over here, click share, and then you want to download it as a standalone HTML. Okay, it's completely up to you. It's just a little bit of an extra step because I prefer just copy pasting. So with both, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to open up Klaviyo now. You're going to navigate to the campaign section. Don't go to the templates and try to create something there. Go to create campaign. You're going to create a single campaign over here. Just leave the name as the same. We're going to choose a example backend, right? So we're just going to say email list. Then over here is where we actually design it. You're going to click here and you're going to switch to HTML editor. Okay. And here is where we're going to copy paste the entirety of the code that we just copied, right? So we're going to come over here, we're going to save it. And here is where we want to go and add whatever we want to do, right? So we're going to save this. Now, if we preview, you can see how this looks. And let's just get rid of this. Let's go back to content. And here we can actually preview how that looks now. And you can see it's a standalone email. It looks perfect. The only thing we would have to adjust is maybe removing and adjusting the section actually within Klaviyo. But now you've got a full email, and all you have to do is you have to go in and you can put this code in to Claude, for example. So let's just go and actually add it into ChatGPT. And we want to say, we're going to put the code over here because you're probably thinking, okay, well, how do I make sure it links to my website? Because you have to link everything in Klaviyo. You have to have somewhere for them to actually go to, right? When they click on the email. So the way we're going to do that is just going to say, this is a email I am sending to my list. Please make all clickable links have this direct to all clickable sections and buttons direct to ritual.com. So that's the only thing you have to do. And it is a lot easier than either having to do it yourself, having all these wheels spinning, trying to think of ideas. In theory, you could just ask ChatGPT to come up with campaign ideas. Take the briefing for the campaign idea, put it into ChatGPT and use all the elements. Go and save all those elements, go put it into Claude Design. So it sounds like a lot of steps, but in theory, this just took me less than 10 minutes to put out a high quality email like this and upload it into Klaviyo. Now, keep in mind that we can also go ahead and take our downloaded file that we just got from Claude. So the standalone HTML that we got, we can just go ahead and basically download that, get that file. So let's go export it over here, right? And we can just go take a look at this and we can essentially go and upload it. But in my opinion, it is so much easier to go ahead and actually take the code from Canva, just copy paste it. So step by step, it's as simple as that to go and create an automatic email with AI without too much input. So if you're a brand that is struggling with time, you don't really have the resources to pay an agency, this is the next best thing. But if you do have the resources to pay an agency, I highly recommend it because a lot of the time there's going to be off-brand. You have to do continuous reprompting. You have to have the time to know how to do this and continuously reprompt. So it's not at the maturity yet that is completely hands-off. But luckily for you, there's agencies like us who go ahead, work on a guarantee and make sure that we have a full in-house design team so you don't have to go back and forth with prompting. So it's your choice. But hopefully that was helpful. I love putting these videos together, so let me know if there's anything that was confusing, anything I can clear up in another video. I'm happy to do that, but otherwise I'll see you in the next one.